Hello YouTube, this is Mickey D bringing you episode 43 of Stationeers. And we are back. This is pretty much right after the last stream, I believe. I don't think I did anything. Oh, I did do a couple things. I threw a console up here just so when I'm emptying tanks, we can see right when it's at zero, so I don't do that habit of being hasty. And the same thing with this pollution one, since we're pulling it off and whatnot to fill up ACs and everything. So it'll give us the pressure right there. The AC is, well, actually, let's test it. Yeah, it is working. It suddenly started working again. I don't know. So I'm not sure exactly what was up with that, but yeah, it started working, and it seems to be running fine now. And I guess I did find out, I did some looking around, and it looks like we need to make one change to this circuit down here. And we should be all set with the automated on the AC running. And that is we need to add another logic writer in. So supposedly it is the on and open. We'll do the on, I guess, does the power on off, and then the open does the start. So we're just going to set the logic writer basically the same as we have it. So waste pressure, yes, and then, well, firstly, yeah, and then, wait, what do we need? No device, oh, because we, filtration output, change to, let's see, input, yeah, because we pulled it up, so it wasn't, logic writer. We want to do batch. I gotta remember where we're at now. So we want to do waste pressure reader. Yep. And then we want to output to the AC, obviously. And we'll get this AC. Come on. Waste pressure. Shoot bin transformer. Come. Air conditioner. There we go. And we're going to put it to open. So now we have to just do another logic writer. Which, do we have the chips on us? No. And I don't know if we have another one or not. So there, let me see. No, we went the, we'll have to grab a set here. And so there's been some updates. And on the beta branch, quite a few. They've implemented the. Oh, well, that's weird. Oh, maybe it'll show up. So underneath where the helmet is, there is a. They've added hunger now. So, and they've added a new crop, potato. So basically, you have to eat now to survive. And which is a good thing that we're going to, we've already pretty much got the greenhouse set up. We still got to do the test run of the furnace, again, to make sure that this, the AC system is going to take care of everything, which it should. The AC is working now. I think we still need some type of, we went logic in out. There we go. We still need. What? Oh, the potato. Hey. Yeah. Well, they did already have corn and some other things, so I guess potato's a, kind of a valid choice. But yeah, I would not be surprised if that's not a reference into that. And let's just turn this around. Yeah, so we do, we do have to eat now. So we'll need to get some crops planted. But like I said, we need to do the test on the the furnace and make sure that we're not gonna have the same issue we had last time, which was run the temperature too high, or end up, when we run the furnace, having the temperature be too high and killing everything. Because we definitely don't want that happening, especially if we do have to survive, on the food that we are producing now. So this is going to be pressure reader, waste pressure reader. We're going to output to the AC, which took us forever to get to. Oh, and I passed it, of course. And I passed it again. I kind of wish they were in alphabetical order. That would be really nice. So open mode lock on. So now if we have on and if we have open, then on basically turns it on, open puts it to start. So yep, and it has shut it off. So we are pretty good there. So now if we, to test the system out and make sure that it is working, if we do the canister and we throw it in here, which nice, see, it tells us how much is in it. Kicks it on, we're getting waste there. It did not work. What the hell? All right. Well, let's pull that back out. Are we reading off of the wrong? That shut everything else off. That should be right. All right, where's the logic writer for the batch writer? Waste pressure. Oh, I think we're reading off the wrong one. Waste pressure compare. That's what we need. Waste pressure compare. There we go. See what happens when you don't stream for a day or two. You forget how you had it set up. All right. So anyway, now that we've gotten this, should be straightened out. Let's see. The AC should now be on. And oh, look, now it tried to run it. That was the whole brownout thing issue. Yeah, see, now we're having that random brownout issue again. That is so buggy. And it's actually pulling 5,100 watts. Yep, it shot an error. There was a little, which tells us it's supposedly, I believe, over or under temperature. The pollution should not be over or under. Well, there could, well, no, I think because what was already in there. We'll test. We can, I think we can read tanks now for the temperature. I think, I'm not positive. Negative 16 degrees Celsius. No, that's not, that should be within limits. Okay, so let's try this again. We turn this off. So maybe that's the issue we were having before. Maybe it was flashing the error and we weren't seeing it. Yeah, no, it's not flashing the error. But yeah, now we are getting the random power issue again with it. And I think I got it tested and it was actually pulling, it was trying to pull over 5,000 watts. I don't know why. It seems completely random, basically, the way it's working. So I don't know. So I think, well, the problem is we need it to work. So I guess my question is if we come over here and actually, I don't think we need to, if we grab, I want to see if we test this. 7.2, so obviously a lot warmer. Nope, still does it. Yeah, see, it was flashing an error there for a second. And I don't get what's causing that. Somebody knows, throw it in the comments. Um, it's strange. I mean, sometimes it works fine, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, we just dumped out everything that was in it when we cycled it the first time. It ran fine, and now it doesn't want to run. Um, so I don't know exactly what the issue is with it. I mean, we've definitely got plenty of cooling. We know, that's what is pulling it off the tank into there. So it should be fine. But anyway, onto that. I guess we're going to go ahead and try to run the furnace and see if it's going to run or not. Because we can sit here and do this all day. And literally, this is what I was doing the other day, and then it just started working. So who knows? It was like almost like you had to prime it. But, and I think when I tested it, it was, let me see. But, and this is not supposed to be the focus of this stream, because it was actually working. So we need 820 watts right now. And if we turn it on, oh, come on. If we do it quick enough, I got it hidden before that I think it was saying, and it was trying to draw 6.8 kilowatts. I don't know why randomly it's trying to pull that much. Because obviously at times it's running fine. And supposedly there is a temperature differential. And you can see it is trying to pull some through. So I'm wondering if maybe it is the temperature differential is too high. And it could be that as we put, it's kind of weird that the pollution is that cold too. I don't know why the pollution, if anything, you would think would be hot. Since that's all stuff that's come off the furnace that has not been cooled. So I'm wondering, you see it is actually trying to cycle a little bit through. And unfortunately, I was thinking about actually just running a heavy duty line to this. But I didn't really want to do that this episode. I wanted to get the greenhouse up and running, which, I thought we would be able to do because the AC was running. And I'm wondering, I'm trying to empty this out. I want to see if we get this emptied. If we put autosave. That's kind of freaky. There's an autosave when the power's flicked off. Yeah, come on. This was not the plan for this episode. So yeah, I wanted to, which we still have to make a chemistry station, but I wanted to do the test run on the furnace, get crops planted, and then we're going to have to get the chemistry going. But it's strange that I am not seeing, so underneath the helmet, underneath the character portrait there, is, I logged in earlier and it was showing me at 98%. It's weird that it's not there now. So I don't know if there's a bug in that's not displaying, or if it's a matter of I may have been AF-hacking. Well, no, I'm pretty sure as soon as I logged in, it was showing it because it started counting down, basically. The only difference was I did save, exit the session, and then reload it, just because they did do another bug fix, and that they fixed the conveyors dropping stuff, which I've complained about for a little while. And it was a bug on the loading the world, um, is that it would drop, you know, what was in the conveyor, because which was mainly affecting we had the chutes hooked up to the generator to have surplus in there, and it would basically drop a stack out of it every time I logged in. Um, and so it is nice that they fixed that. Um, they fixed a couple other issues too. I guess labels in non-Roman character. I think it's non-Roman character lettering. I think it's some type of character lettering. I'm gonna say it's Roman character. Was not displaying correctly, I guess, and they fixed that. So as we have everything in English, that's not really an issue for us, but it is something that is fixed. And then they fixed a couple of bugs and stuff with implementing the new food system. Oh, come on, come on. See, now I don't know if is this a temperature issue? Well, let's see if we turn it off. I'm wondering, because we get that, I think, initial error. I don't know, didn't do it that time. Yeah, it's just like sometimes it errors out, sometimes it doesn't. And looks like sometimes it'll kick in for a second, and sometimes like it didn't turn at all, now it turned. So the freaking thing's buggy. And I did read. What did I read in regards to the ACs? Because they was talk about pulling them out, and they did. What did they say? Oh, no, not the ACs. The logic computers. I guess the computers are going to be basically pulled out of the game. So they said there's not. I guess there's no point. I guess they said that there's no plan in them fixing them anytime soon, and that I guess they're eventually going to be pulled out or changed into something else or something. So if you're waiting for logic computers to be fixed, I guess it's kind of pointless to wait and just switch it over to logic chips. I do hope that I don't mind the logic chip system. I just hope they do change it. That maybe there's some type of workbench that you can assemble an actual make the chips chip size. Give us a program, give us a board that we can put chips on, so many chips, whatever, and then have it, we put it down and it's like the size of one of these or something, or it's a box with an input and an output, something like that. And I actually wanted to do more than just push this button in this episode, but we've almost got it empty, so. And I wonder if I just hit it faster. I don't think so, because basically if I hit it too fast, I hit the stop button before it actually. No, I was wondering if maybe I hit the stop button, if it would reset it, but no. So I'm going to try throwing nitrogen in here that was, or actually I could try throwing the oxygen in. No, the oxygen's not going to make it down. It's got to be the nitrogen, because this is only CO2 pollution nitrogen. If you build all... Oh, look, now it's running. I don't get it. I'm thinking it's a temperature extreme, and it has because the power does scale with the temperature difference. So if we take this, you, I don't think you can. Let's grab the right reader. You can, I think, build. So 19.5 degrees. Okay. You can weld on, well, yeah, you can weld on 5 sides. Yeah, I was going to say you can actually weld on 6 sides, but it has to trap you. You have to be, like, if you're welding a floor that's, like, on ground or something, and you weld one, it'll push you over. If you're in the last one and you're welding it and it has nowhere to push, if they haven't fixed it, you will get stuck. And you have to grind it to get back out. So just be aware of that, because I actually lost a world from that because I had put down my wrench. So I could not get back out of it. Luckily, I was building the floor, so I wasn't really that far into it. Okay, so that's running fine. Oh, actually, never mind. That's oxygen. Oxygen does not run through the AC. And I just said that a minute ago, too. We need, like, the nitrogen. So I want to try the nitrogen, because the nitrogen, I believe, was pretty close. So 2.2 degrees Celsius. So obviously not. Yeah, you couldn't respawn then at the time. So basically, I had no way. It was like when you would try to respawn, and it would just like the screen would just flash. Okay, so that ran that fine, and it's actually running through faster than the tank can. It's not letting the tank fill up, which is fine because that just feeds in. It's just a pressure reservoir, basically, an expansion tank. So, and nitrogen's down here, so it's definitely running through it. And then now it's empty. So, all right. I'm assuming it's the extreme pressure difference, the extreme temperature difference, and we'll be able to test that here in a second because we're going to do the test run in the furnace. And if it can't cope with the temperature on the furnace, then let's see, what are we at here? 572. Okay, we should be good. Oh, did I already have this? No, it's not pressurized. Of course not. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to go throw some, we'll do some iron because we need it since I did all these walls. And I believe the greenhouse is already pressurized and up to temperature, so we're good there. And I did check; there was no contamination in the CO2, so I don't know how the room got before, how it was showing the contamination in the atmosphere in there. But it was the CO2 systems; it's filtering fine. It's that should be good enough. We're not planning on running it forever, and we can just open that up because we just want ironing gets back. And I actually do want these in small batches so we can spread it out between the. Really? We lost all the temperature already. All right. Let's pump that out. Let's turn this off. Now we gotta wait for that to kind of drain out. Well, we should actually probably drain we can probably just relight it. I'd like to get a. I want to see if we can do a gas sensor on that, so we can see what the mix is. And what are we? So if we try, turn that on. No, we can't activate it yet. All right, we'll go grab some more iron. I swear, sometimes I run that thing and it runs perfect. Sometimes I run it and now I did notice on some stuff like iron, it will severely drop the I think it's like, I don't know if it's just hasn't been balanced yet, but it seems like some metals or ores you'll run through there and it barely affects the temperature. Some stuff you run through there and like iron, it will just drop the temperature like crazy. But it's kind of like hit or miss. And I'm thinking that there's a amount of pre-pressure that you put in there when you light it maybe affects how fast it drops down. We probably didn't have, I mean, we didn't have it all the way up. But usually I can get a batch or two at least ran. The other day I ran it, and I did see some reports that people were saying that the furnace wasn't really shutting off. And I ran it, and um, I must have ran individual batches. I probably ran about that much iron and copper through it without adding anything in. And then I decided to shut it down because the pressure was getting quite high. And I was, I have to look up and see what the actual limits are on the thing, but I did not want it to blow up, obviously. And yeah, we still have the lights shining through. The sun still shines through the walls. So, all right. And if we turn that, can we? No. That's the one thing I hate about these. I really wish they were a lot faster. All right. Well, we're going to come in here. Well, we don't actually need plants in here, though, to test this. We just need to see if it's going to bump the temperature up significantly. It's like nothing's going right this stream. Okay, we're going to turn that off. Let it drain the system. We got other stuff to work on while we wait for that anyway. So one thing that we're going to need to make that we have not is we do not have the chemistry table. And I think, actually we could probably make that in the fabricator. Let me see. Yeah, because we can pretty much make every... Oh, look, chemistry station right there, top one. So we need iron, gold, and copper. Iron, gold. We should have some copper in here. Iron, gold, and copper. Not enough iron, but it'll get us the other ones. Gold. And is this actually... Oh, this is actually showing the display now. Okay. And we'll put the silicone and stuff back in there. So now I kind of wish I'd... Because I talked about building the room through there for the chemistry station and stuff. We had not got that built yet. So, and now we actually need it. So that's, kind of well, it's all the more reason to get that room done. If we hadn't run into so many issues with the AC, then, oh, look. Oh, we need another machine for that, don't we? What's the... There's a table that sits on, isn't there? Oh, the microwave. Okay, we'll go ahead and make the microwave. We'll make all the cooking stuff. And then hopefully... Oh, autosave. So we're kind of doing everything out of order as what I planned. The plan was fix the AC, test the furnace, and then make this stuff. So we're basically going to make all this while we wait for the furnace to cool down. And I believe there's one other component to that. What is it? The food processor, kit, battery blast, chutes, computer, consoles, conveyor, cryotube. We still got to make that at some point as well. I don't think it's not the furniture, is it? Pipe recycler, sensor, sleeper, no. Tool manufacturer, we still probably don't really need that since we have the the fabricator. Since I believe it can make everything. Motherboard, uniform, G rifle. Okay, maybe it is the furniture. could have a better name for that, I think. And furniture. Microwave. Now we gotta figure out where we're gonna put all this too. No. Oh, that's right. We get option. Ah, there we go. Yes. Yeah, we need the bench. All right. You know what? We never use this stacker, so we might just throw it where the stacker is for now. Actually, we do have power right here. So we're gonna... Oh, is this one of those ones I have to... Oh, there's I believe there's cables running underneath right there. All right, let's get everything over here. We'll pull up the grates. Yeah, we'll throw it over here for now. We gotta get the other room built, and then we're gonna move this anyway. And I don't really want it right. Well, like I said, it is temporary, so I guess it's not in the way of the door. I do like when this stuff's on the ground that you can kind of, you know, still access everything. Does that not go on there? I thought these fit on here. This is what happens because when I don't use stuff. There was no reason to use it before, though. Well, I thought these got placed on here. Does it have to be powered on first? Oh, this is just going to be one of those streams where everything goes wrong, isn't it? I can see it. All right. And a corner. Oop. All right, we're going to stick this here for now. Okay, well, the bench is powered on. That's great. Put this grate back down. I don't know. It doesn't have a power plug on it that matches that bench. I'm thinking I've got the wrong thing, and this is not what this is supposed to go on to. Oh, unless I'm just supposed to do that. Well, that doesn't give me any power, though. Oh, wait a minute. Is this one of those things where I need to use a wrench? Oh, look. Yes. Okay. Oh, see, look. Now my hunger's suddenly at 30%. Okay, there we go. So they should have power now. Yes, very nice. Now if I turn the bench off, does it turn everything else off? No. Oh. Oh, that's really weird. So kind of yes, kind of no. Oh, okay. Yeah, they just hold power for... They've got a little bit of a reserve on them. Yay! Now we gotta figure out... Yes. Ooh, can we see what happens if you put them... Oh. So I can put the wrench in the food process, or basically the food processor, but I can't put them in the... Oh, well, I guess that's the oven. Well, no, that's the oven because that's a microwave. That's really weird that I can put the wrench in there and I can't put it in anything else. All right. Well, that's one thing that's not quite a disaster. Though that's not really where I wanted to put it. And why are these all on? Oh, because yes, well, this tests it, because even though we weren't able to cook anything, we still pumped out hot gas. So, I mean, obviously we were up at 17,000. So, um, that still, we know the AC's, yes, because it's running through the system right now. So everything from the furnace, it's coming through. Obviously, it's running, so we should be safe to run the run. And that's weird. So it can. I'm tempted to see what that pipe is coming out at. I'm gonna check that really quick because that is really weird. That the one gas was cold and it was basically making it draw too much power. But now we're running stuff that's at 92 degrees Celsius and it's coming through fine. It's kind of overwhelming the system though. As you can see, the radiator pipe is slowly warming up. So, and that's with 20 something radiators out front, which is not going to be as efficient when the sun's up because it does face east. Um, but yeah, I would, we might have to throw some more radiators on there. But obviously it seems like there's some type of bug. So if the AC has to heat up, or yeah, if it has to heat up a gas, then it seems like it's causing it to draw too much power. But if it's cooling down something, then it works perfectly fine. So, and if you notice, we're cooling it to 30 degrees Celsius because that will basically have it preheated for the greenhouse. So it won't come in below the low limit on the greenhouse. And I don't know, actually, before we do this, I don't know if they gave us, so they've added potatoes, but I don't know if they actually gave us any potatoes. Or if we have a way to make potatoes, which I'm pretty sure I did not see potatoes in here. Yeah, so that's going to be, I mean, luckily the only plants we've lost is ferns. So, you know, that was not a food crop. Um, hmm. So that's going to be interesting in how do we, how are we going to get, since we've already started the game, and obviously I don't want to wipe everything out and redo it, is, yeah, that's just equalizing the pressure. How unless they gave us, I was going to say, unless they put some in the organic, but, and I guess we're going to take, oh, no, don't do that. We actually have a reason to put these cereal bars in here now, since we actually, obviously need to eat. So I guess we can plant the corn in the wheat, and we'll plant it over here on this side so we can see it from the window. I'm hesitant to plant everything because, I kind of did that before, and yeah, I guess we'll have to pull stuff up anyway when we harvest it. So now we should throw a sensor. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I assume there must be. I was thinking maybe the chemistry station. Was my one thought. I would assume there had to be some way to make the seeds. I tried Googling it, and I didn't find anything on the forums or anything. So I didn't spend a ton of time on it, obviously, because food was not, hunger was not implemented yet. So there wasn't really, it wasn't a high priority thing. All right, so that'll get our food growing. No, what I was going to say is we uh, should put a readout, which we already have. Maybe we'll just throw another one on the system as well, for how much water we have in the tank. Because obviously we're not going to run out. I mean, the plants don't use a ton of water. Obviously it scales up the bigger the greenhouse. But it also, we don't want to run out because, that's the last thing we want is all the plants dying because we didn't have enough water in the tank. Um, so it might be a good idea up next to where the temperature reading is to put to run a line from the water tank over to there so we can have the water level as well. Um, and then that'll give us a readily available way to keep an eye on it. And I'm going to call this good enough because we don't need to. Now I have all this stuff in my inventory that I don't usually have. All right. So we can let that run. Yeah, because we've got this readout, which tells us how much water we have, which obviously we have a bit. I mean, I have tried to collect some from time to time. So maybe we'll put another display up here we might do one with water, and then we might do one with the air pressure inside. And then that way we kind of get the three main stats that we need for the greenhouse. The only other thing we could really, I think, put in there is, you know what? Oh, wrong one. The e-reader will tell us if there's a recipe for the seeds or not. And I think that's what I did before, is I cycled through the whole entire thing to see if there was a recipe for seeds. And I don't believe that I saw anything, but they may, that could have changed as well, because obviously they are adding stuff to the game. I would hope, that was one of my hopes, is that if they did the hunger overhaul, if there wasn't a way to make seeds, they added a way, because, what happens if you have a greenhouse and, something blows up or whatever, and you end up, we need one of those too, don't we? Oh, we're going to need 2 benches, aren't we? So I wonder if it's the reagent processor. Or reagent, I guess I should say. Which it's kind of the same as that, because isn't that like a reagent processor as well? And the thing that I don't like about this is that it shows, if you can make something in 3 different machines, it shows it shows 3 different recipes. Which would not necessarily be a bad thing. It would just be nice if they had them together. Or they just listed the 3 machines. And I am not seeing anything so far. They have done some work with, and I did read there is a way that I could edit the save if I needed to. I guess I can edit it, change the world type, or at least and we got an autosave. I'll have to check and see if it's still valid or not, but supposedly you can change the world type to be like space, which basically sets the game to be creative. You load in, it doesn't actually, since the world's already generated, it doesn't change anything. I can opt stuff in, I guess, and then, which I could opt some seeds in, and then basically, see, I was hoping it would have like, P for potato in there, but they are not in alphabetical order. Yeah, and then basically you save the game, exit, and save the world back to the other type, which would be moon. And but obviously I'm going to make a backup of the save before I do that, just in case that causes any issues. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything so far, and I think we're almost through. Yep. Now, once you're back to the ingots, that's back to the beginning, because obviously there's, the only source for ingots is the is the ores. So they don't have anything listed. Wow, those don't give you very much, do they? 10% each. Okay. And it only shows you if... So we must only be at like about 25% then. So it looks like they did change that. It doesn't show it 100% of the time. Like I said before, earlier when I logged in, it was showing it at 98%. So it looks like it must only show up like when you get low, like when your energy gets low. So that's kind of reasonable. But if it doesn't fill up all the way, so we should only fill it up to like 38%, I think, then I don't like that because it means we only ate barely enough to get rid of the warning, and it's going to pop back up again. Now, it could be the cereal bars since they're kind of like the starter. Well, no, you can make them too. I think the muffin gives you more food, though. But I'm not 100% positive on that. Are we... Yes, so we're cooled off. Let's let that pressurize. I do want to set up some system for this so that it will... And it seemed like last time I was running about, I think, 500, and that seemed to work really good. I'm going to set it up at 600 then. I'd like it to flush the system after I'm done with it, and then, refill it to get it ready, because, it takes forever to fill that thing up. So we should have plants growing. The AC is working now, again, it seems like. So I guess the lesson is do not put cold stuff in the AC. And we've got, oh, that did get warm. Why is that at 41 degrees? We have that set at 39.8. The cooling should... Oh, you know what? We never did... Yeah, that's fine. You have no sunlight. That's fine. Yeah, the cooling is running. We haven't pressurized that line yet, so we'll want to do that because it'll make this AC work a lot better. And we do have the pollution, so we'll need to do that real quick. What is our... So we produced some oxygen. I mean, this was 100% CO2. So we brought it up 10 kPa with the plants. And there we go. Now we're at 18. And we're going to need to set up some... I'm going to need to set up some pressure regulation system so that, we want this to get up to 100 kPa, but I want to leave it as basically pure CO2, or maybe we'll set it up to run a mixture later on. I want it to, if it gets up to 100 kPa, I want it to start bleeding oxygen off the room, and I want it to pump in as much CO2 as possible. And I believe we can do in the logic chips, we can do ratios for the gas. We can sense it, so we should be able to regulate by it as well. So what we're going to want to do then is I think we're going to want to run... do we want to do this from outside? No, I think, well, yeah, so we need to do a little bit of work on the AC real quick, and that will probably finish off this episode, which was a lot of running around trying to get stuff to work right. Yeah, see, my nutrition just popped up again. So that is, which it's the first pass. Obviously, they're going to do more stuff with it, but if I eat, so now we should be at 40%. Since these seems to be giving us 10% each, 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%, and that should be put us at 100. So now, yes, now it's showing us we're at 99. So it shows you when you're topped off, and then it shows you when you're empty. I guess that's not too bad. You know, at least we get a way to know that. I guess if it's not showing anything, we know we could eat a little bit more. And I don't know if the system is. I'm assuming it's smart enough. It's not. Well, I'm assuming the system is not set up smart enough that it won't let you overeat. And I obviously don't want to try it because right now that's all we have for food is half a granola bar. um, but hopefully that should last us a while. Well, actually, it looks like, let's see, I started the stream. That was pretty much right when I logged in. So it's been about an hour. So it looks like you basically, your food goes from 100 to 0 in an hour, basically. Um, which would, if I have to eat 2.5 granola bars every hour, that's going to get kind of annoying. Um, but I do believe the muffin gives you more food, or, more satiety. Um, and I'm sure it's the beginning of the system, so they'll be, I imagine, adding more depth to it. So we need and we can do it actually right from this one, because this AC is tied into the greenhouse AC as well. They share the same radiator line. I just kind of expanded it. Since really this one's pretty much almost never going to run, and they were right next to each other, so there was no reason not to. So we need to grab probably a couple sections of pipe. We'll need our pollution, and we'll need our tank. We don't need the volume pump, but we do need, and I think we pulled all the iron in. We should have some iron. No. Wow, we are really low on iron. That's why I was trying to run it through the furnace. All right, we'll put the gold back in here. And we have no copper in there. Yeah, we definitely need copper in the electronics. And we'll have to see. All right, so we should be up at pressure. We should be able to activate this now. Yay, nice. And then, yeah, look at that, just dropping the temperature like crazy. That's insane. That's not even going to be hot enough to... What the hell have they done on this now? Because that's not even... Are we not getting the right mix? No, we're getting the right mix. I would say they've done something there, because that's not even hot enough to... Yeah, it's what the hell? Oh. All right, they've obviously done something with the furnace, because I believe you have to be above... It's somewhere between 600 and 800 to smelt the iron. And if I can't even put a stack of iron in it, then without it dropping all the heat, without it sucking all the heat out, how am I going to smelt a thing of iron? So they've either changed something with the ratios, or we have to pump a lot more gas in there now. And I wonder, we should be able to, can we read right off of here? Yeah. So we've got 0% oxygen, 0%, so it's basically burned everything. And we did get CO2, which is nice. But if I can't smell, then that doesn't really help me too much. And I really do got to read what the max temp. I want to say it's like 40. I don't know. Anybody know off the top of their head? Actually, I have the cheat sheet right here. Let's see. The furnace. Not electrical. Technical. Furnace. Nope. Wrong one. Hang on. Okay, hydrogen 6733. That's correct. max pressure, well, okay, max pressure with copper is 100,000 kPa, so 100 MPa. So we've got, oh, that's the max pressure. I guess you can smelt it at. What is the, okay, continuous feed, burst at 100 liters, intake 1 to 2 liters, boost temperature and pressure a bit randomly. Oh, okay, yeah, you can't, is there, out moles prime. Yeah, they don't actually, oh, you know what? It might be under the, they have an atmospherics tab. Or the technical, I don't think it's under the technical information. No, that's all what the equations are. Technical atmospherics. Does it have, it's got the canisters in there. Canisters, portable tanks, pipe. Huh. I'm surprised they don't have the furnace listed under that. Well, we know the copper can at least do 100 MPa, so we should be good to go. And that should be, unfortunately, see now we're over 600 kPa, so it's not going to actually let it pump anything in. Yeah, they've done something with this, because this is not working the way it was before. I mean, I used to be able to run stacks of stuff through there, no problem. All right. Wow. All right. Well, I guess this is the stream where everything's going to go wrong. So do we have, well, we do have iron in here. We'll pull it out. We'll get that AC hooked up because obviously we need the greenhouse. Wow. Yeah, and it does shoot out of the fabricator. Gold. I don't know if we need any, I don't think we need any copper. So we should only need gas tanks. This is where I always get them wrong. Let me guess, this is the big one. Nope, that's actually the right one. Okay. Well, I should say most of the time I get that wrong. We don't need pipe, but we do need the pressure regulator. And here's where we need copper. Okay, we'll build one of those. And that will let us get the, let's turn that off and take the gold and put it back where it goes. Which was, we don't need gold in there. We do need gold in there though. All right, and autosave. Yeah, I'll have to see on the whole seed thing, but I'm not seeing a recipe for it, so I think I'm going to be maybe before the next stream, see if I can edit up the save to get the seeds. You would think that they would add a mechanic for that, so, you know, especially where it is early access and they are, you know, adding stuff to the game, that they would add a way to, you know, to incorporate the new. You know what? Let's just pull that off. We'll just do it that way. Okay. Oh, and I put the pipes back, didn't I? All right. So we'll need a three-way. Yes. Like that. And then we should be able to put... Oh, really? You're going to do that, aren't you? Yeah, that's going to be annoying. I guess we can come off the top on that. I was hoping just to come up and over, but I'm hoping they'll do a variant on these where you can change which way the line is coming from. You know, give us two variants with the line on one side, the line on the other of... and I'm pretty sure you still... I don't think they've changed that. Yeah, no, you still can't attach those directly, which is a pain in his butt. Okay. And for some reason, my lights just flickered. So if the stream suddenly ends, that means I just lost power. And which is kind of strange. There hasn't been any issues with, you know, it's not like we have any storms going on, but I did lose power at work today for like, you know, 1 minute. Okay, nothing in that line, nothing. So that's all empty, which, okay, that's kind of strange. Are these not the two systems I hooked together? They should be. Or maybe I was planning on doing it and I hadn't done it yet. Let's find out. And we'll take the short way since the base is already depressurized anyway. Okay, so I hadn't actually hooked those together yet. I was planning on it and just not done. So we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, I don't see any reason why not to hook these together. Just like at one point, I was contemplating on just running one, you know, having a... And of course, we run out of pipe. I guess that's the only reason why not to hook them together. It's all right. We can pull off of this end. And we're probably going to want more. Well, I don't think we're going to be getting that much heat. It's not like it's the AC. Well, I mean, it is the AC, but it's not like the air conditioning unit, so... And I still would like a hover. Wow, usually this goes a lot. There we go. I was going to say, usually I'm a lot better than that. At that. And I didn't really want to do that because, okay, good. I lost a couple. There's a few down that fell down through the ground over there. Stuff still occasionally clips through. But they've definitely made improvements on that because it's not near as bad as it used to be. It is nice to see. And is that gonna? Yeah, I was trying to get it over there, but. And come on, let's. Almost. One of these ways is the one. Oh, there we go. Very nice. All right, so now we'll go ahead and take that. And now we can, we just got to hook up the electrical to that. We can pressurize that. And we should hopefully see a bit better cooling in the greenhouse. Oops. Let's not leave that lit in our pocket. Because for some reason we can send people to the moon, but we can't figure out how to do a spring-loaded trigger. Let's make sure. Yeah, that's corner only. Okay. All right. Oh, other one. That's Let's go the right way. Thank you. Well, at least we didn't run out of wiring today, because we've run out of pretty much everything else. All right, so we're going to want to set that up at, probably do the same thing, about 250. All right. And I'll probably do the, yeah, so we can actually pull these computers out now. We'll change those to logic chips. Same thing, that can be on a logic chip. And then the furnace one will be on a logic chip. Because, yeah, from what I was reading, they're pulling out the other ones. So, or they're, you know, basically pulling out the computers. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that the furnace is emptying out. Yeah, I'm going to have to see if there's any bug reports on the furnace. Oh yeah, see, we're obviously not getting enough cooling. And hopefully we should now see this. Drop, and we'll see. Oh really? Yeah, the battery had to go dead. Thanks. Oh, well, it didn't drop the whole thing, so maybe we've... Yeah, that's probably the, because it's gonna, it'll take it a while, because the, as the gas is heat and cool, it does adjust the pressure in it. That is part of the pressure calculations, is the temperature of the gas, because obviously the hotter the gas, it's going to increase the pressure. Yeah, see, it did drop it. So let's see now. Yeah, so it is dropping. Because it looks like it's... Oh, yeah, look, hey, we lost all the plants. Awesome. Yeah. But it is dropping the temperature now. I knew I should not have planted all those. I should have kept one out of each. Okay, and that is now... Yeah, that's not pulling everything out. So the question now is going to be, is once we get down to 37.8 degrees, which is basically where I've got it set, is that going to be able to maintain that temperature when the furnace is dumping out? Which it's still... Yep. Well, we don't have any gases in there, so it won't. But that's 519K, or I should say Kelvin. And we are obviously dropping now. Can we... Oh, that's right. We got to change the battery on this. I kind of want to put, later on down the line, I keep wanting to put extra battery chargers in, but I know what's going to happen is, unless we have them full of batteries, then they're all going to end up, we're going to go over to it and there's not going to be any batteries on it. Okay. So what I want to see is, what is the AC? Yep, it is dropping. A little late now, but it is dropping. Negative 20. I'm still waiting for the day that they do an update, and it will, leave that. I mean, I think no matter where I look at it, it should basically be centered on my screen like that, because that's not that helpful. Negative 24 by, let's do this, Oh, shoot. I was going to say, oh, yeah, if it's not there, I can read it. But, okay. Negative 24.8. Okay, so it is, the temperature is still dropping in the AC line. So we're not overtaxing it. So it should be able to keep up. It's not going to be, because, you can saturate basically the radiator line, and then it's not going to cool. All right. So, yes, obviously I'll have to see about getting some more plants. That or just roll back to, off camera, roll back to load up the save beforehand. Um, and, because basically the only thing I got to do is put that one chip in, and obviously buff up that line. So, yeah, that will, oh, and make the desk with the food processor and stuff on it. So what I do want to do for now though is I want to leave that tank on there. Did I really put that in the wrong? Yes. Yep. I put it in the wrong one. Okay. Well, we don't need much any more than that really anyway. So what I found it's good is since the radiator lines do cool. So right now we've got that set to pressurize to 250. And you'll see this is not pulling anything in right now, but what I've found is, where did I put that? Oh, I solved it, didn't I? As the line drops, as it cools, if we didn't have the tank in there, what it's going to do is, we might pressurize it to 250, but once it's down to like, negative 146 degrees, it's going to, the pressure is going to drop lower, and then it's not going to work right. So, I think you want 100 minimum is what it is, like about 100 kPa minimum in there. So I usually just set them to like 250, and then that way, and we're there. It's definitely cooling a lot better now that it's actually the line's pressurized. So we're at, negative 28.6. So we might be like 250 kPa there. By the time we drop down to like negative 140 degrees Celsius, then we might only be down to like around 100 kPa or so. And I think there is, obviously we could do the math and figure it out. But no, we don't really need to do that. So, I like to leave the tank on there at least, and then let it pull more in, because it's not, this is a pressure regulator, so it's going to go this way, not this way. So if it overpressurizes it, then that's fine. And honestly, even if we pulled that out, it would still pump it into this tank, and we're not anywhere near to like making it just burst pressure or anything. I did the same thing with the AC. I think I actually had the AC set a little bit higher, because the AC, I kept dumping it in as I was watching the radiator cool. And we're definitely going to have to. So see, we're at negative 18.8, negative 18.7. We're going to need to set that. Oh, yeah, it's over there. I couldn't remember where I put the fill port for it. So we had to set to 250. And I think I did bump it up to 500 earlier when I was filling it. But I set it there to basically as a minimum. But we obviously need a bigger radiator system, because it is slowly heating up, and then we're going to lose, our cooling. And I do believe that the bigger the temperature difference, the better it's going to work. Or not necessarily the better, but the faster. Because it can basically, I believe believe, I know if you set up a passive system, the bigger the difference is, I believe the better it works. I'm not sure on the active, but I would assume it would be similar. And we're going to have to keep an eye on our power now, too, because now that we've got the greenhouse working and the filtration. Well, the filters were always running before, so we should be fine there. We're not really... Yeah, we should be fine because we're not really drawing anything more than we were. I mean, we had the greenhouse running before, and you know, until we put this circuit in, the filters always used to basically always be on. The only difference is we didn't have the AC, so and the AC can be a power hog, so we are going to have to watch that. But I imagine as low as we are, the sun should be coming up pretty soon, so hopefully we should be all right. And yeah, we're almost at the point. And oh, I swear, every time I come down here, I almost want to just put something over that because I keep thinking that it's an item dropped on the floor. Yeah, so we'll want to keep an eye on it and make sure that. I mean, we should be fine. It's 50% capacity, but. And I think the sun just came up. Or is getting ready to. It looks like it's getting a little bit brighter in here. So, oh yeah, yep. So that's the glare from the sun. I do believe, yeah, because it shouldn't be the glare from that. Yeah, yeah, the sun's up now. So that's not bad. We're dropping with basically. I mean, obviously we don't have any machines running. But we're basically dropping down to about, what was it, 58%. So that's a decent reserve to have in there. All right, so I'm going to call it the end of this episode, which obviously has not gone that smoothly. You know, I guess that's sometimes the way it goes. And yeah, I'll either see about getting some plants back in before the next episode, or I'll just load up the save right before this one. And I've also got to see what is going on with the furnace. And yeah, because see, now that's not even dropping. And it's not going to let me activate because I'm not pumping any more gas in. But yeah, there's something, obviously something is up with that, because I should be able to put a stack of iron in there. I mean, if I can't even run a stack of iron through the furnace, what good is it? So I'll have to check and see if I haven't had any notes that they've changed something on it, but you know, who knows, or it could just be a bug. But anyway, I'm gonna clean up here and. But yeah, hopefully the plan for the next episode is we got to get rid of these computers. I may do that. No, I'll probably not do that off camera. Those are a very. We've already got the, you know, the data side. We just got to put some chips in, which we'll just probably run them in the wall or something. But it should just be a reader and a writer, and a compare. So very simple setup. And why do we seem to be missing one thing of, do we have any in there? Oh, we do have iron in there, but it's not going to give us, it's only going to give us iron back because the temperature's not high enough. Yeah. So anyway, all right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Probably more than I enjoyed running around trying to get everything to work. But you know, at least it was. At least this is working now, I guess, and the AC is working. So I don't know, a little bit of progress, but hopefully next episode will go much smoother. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Mickey D, and I will see you in the next stream.